That's what happened with me. You know, my eschatology got deconstructed, and then the same verses led me to a view of hell doesn't exist in the form that I thought it did. In fact, hell doesn't exist at all because it's not even in the Bible, but it does talk about Gehenna. It does talk about Hades. It does talk about Sheol, the grave. So it talks about those things, but it also talks about them in a restorative way, not a punishment way. I know it's hard because I've been through it,
Mm.
but I've been through it and I've continued the process of realizing a lot of what I was taught is referring to the period of transition out of the old into the new until the
Mm.
end finally came.
Yeah.
And that is the end. No prophecy after that.
Yeah.
All was fulfilled. And Jesus actually said that. He said, unless the this comes to an end, and he said, unless every I is dot and every T is crossed and all that, and then the end won't come. And well, the end did come. So that is
Mm.
the end. All things were fulfilled, it says in Luke. All
Mm.
things were fulfilled. Every prophetic statement was fulfilled. All the promises of God were fulfilled in Jesus, it says in Corinthians. All the covenants were
Mm.
therefore fulfilled because covenants are promises, so they all got fulfilled, and I think that then draws a line under it. So let's listen to God and Jesus and the Spirit every day because they're speaking to us, not through a
Yeah.
book, but in
Mm.
our inner small voice as they dwell in us.
Mm.
And there are a lot of people who aren't listening to that voice.
Mm.
And a lot of
Yeah.
people obviously don't even know that voice exists in them yet. But
Yeah.
God is not going to stop until they do
Mm.
in
Mm.
revealing the truth of their inclusion in Christ, their reconciliation in Christ, and their forgiveness through what
Mm.
Jesus did on the cross, which is an amazing good news testimony, which the world needs to hear.
Yeah.
Not that
Yeah.
they're all going to be cast into hell if they don't accept Jesus. That's not a good news testimony.
No.
Bad news. Let's give good news.
Yeah.
And I think the world will begin to find God, who is a God of love and who loves them too much to let them be lost eternally for punishment. He
Mm.
loves them too much for that. He loves them, and he's already, according to Ephesians 1:4, already made sure, predestined them to become restored to face intimacy. It's
Mm.
predestined
Mm.
into that, even before the foundation of the world.
Yeah.
That was predestined that everyone would eventually be restored. But people can resist that restoration. But
Mm.
people cannot resist God's love forever, I don't believe. God's
No.
love will never fail
Mm.
and will
Mm.
never stop until everyone is fully restored back into relationship with him because he loves us. If you enjoy these videos, would you please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe? It really does help. Thank you very much.